Welcome to our Fox body build.
We have 7 days to complete this car, and we are going to be debuting it at the NASCAR street race in Chicago on July 2nd. Let's see the parts we have for this thing.
Starting up front, we have our Carter's Customs front lip spoiler, and this is going to give us a little bit of additional downforce on the front and really give it that race look that we're after. We're also pairing that with some side skirts or side diffusers, I guess you could call them.
What do we have up here, Mr. Mickey?
Yes, that is a JDM style hood vent, and we're gonna go ahead and integrate that into our stock Fox body Mustang hood.
Moving on, we're gonna be ramping up the performance of this Mustang. It feels really good, but it could use a little bit more pepper. So we have an MSD ignition system, we have a cap, rotor, distributor, we have wires, we have a new ignition box, new coil.
We also are gonna be upgrading the suspension on this car, amongst other things. We've got BC Racing here. They sent us off their full coilover kit with camber adjustment. And this is gonna allow us to get this car down a little bit to the ground. Look at that fender gap.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be able to get this thing down and make it perform a little better.
We are actually gonna be converting this car to a 5-lug. It is currently a 4-lug. So we have a set of stop tack rotors that are 5-lug, and we have some rear axles we're gonna be replacing as well. This is a very Ford style brake setup where the wheel bearing is ingrained into the brake rotor. Next up, we're gonna be adding some DeishWorks components as well. We have a new fuel filter, a new fuel pump. We also have an Holley Systemax 50 state legal intake system we're gonna be putting on. This is gonna really change the look under the hood. It's gonna give it some more power, some more torque, some better induction noise.
Moving to the interior, we've got a couple of things too. So we've got a steering wheel hub from Sparco, as well as a steering wheel from Sparco that's called a Champion, which I think fits this car really well. It's kind of a street track style, red stripe. Ties in together with everything that we got going on with the red interior. And then one of my favorite things that we're adding to this car is the MagnaFlow exhaust system. The car sounds really quiet on startup and idle and stuff. When you hit the gas while you're driving it, it definitely, you can tell it's a 5-liter Mustang.
It needs the oomph though. You don't hear it until you're like at 3 grand.
Yeah, so this thing is really gonna crack open the exhaust note, I think, quite a bit. And from a stylistic standpoint, we're also gonna be adding these smoked OE style headlights. So they look exactly like the regular headlights that come on a Ford Mustang. However, they have a smoked lens.
We also have some Morimoto bulbs that are gonna be going in. This is gonna be a huge upgrade over the light bulbs that are currently in the car, which really don't do a lot, especially on the road with modern cars. The lights in this thing are just not adequate for what you want. And we have a new set of taillights as well.
So those of you with a keen eye that know your Fox body Mustangs, you're probably saying we ordered the wrong taillights.
We know these are LX taillights and we want them that way.
Yeah, so the GT taillights have like the Venetian blind look on them. None of us are really big fans of that, so we went ahead and opted for the LX light, as Quinn mentioned.
Next up, we have the vinyl wrap. We are gonna be doing a color change on this car. I'm very excited for it. I know Tech makes some really good quality wrap, so it's gonna be a very welcome change on this car.
Yeah, it's gonna look just like paint. And we went ahead and chose the Ultra Gloss Laguna Blue, which is a really nice color. I think it's gonna go really well with the overall aesthetic that we're shooting for with this car. As previously mentioned, we are adding some side diffusers. These are them here. We've got a protective film on them currently so that we don't scratch them during installation. Once they're on the car, we'll remove the white film. These are black, and they're from Carter's Customs. Along with the diffusers, we also have the Carter's Customs rear diffuser. This piece is gonna go up underneath, just below our fuel tank. And rounding out this parts pile, we have our tires. As you guys know, we love our Falcon Tire RT660s. We've got another set of those in a pretty wide setup, and that should make your mind wander a little bit as to what we're up to here. We're gonna keep the wheels a surprise. You're gonna have to tune in, maybe hit that subscribe button, because we'll update you on what wheels we're gonna put on this in a later video. I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised when you see what we choose. So that's gonna round out our parts pile here. And just as a reminder, we carry all these parts on Throtl.com, so if you guys are in the market to upgrade your car, looking for some maintenance items or whatever, check out Throtl.com. We do sell all this stuff, and we have it available currently for your particular projects. But man, we got a lot of work to do here, Quinn.
That we do. So let's get this car up on the rack, start tearing into it.
The post-fly inspection.
Look at this.
More grunt. Yeah, little sack right there.
Evan, did you weld that? No, that's a Ricky weld.
Some of it's northeast is showing. I love that.
Oh, there we go.
That's a little northeast, baby.
Money, dude.
Oh, these are factory mufflers.
Factory rust holes.
Wow, this is America's finest right here.
God bless America!
One down.
Well, it's not original anymore, brother.
Ready, who am I? And now we're gonna take this and cut this into 300 pieces and put it into every merch order.
Yeah. You got that, buddy?
Yeah.
Give it a kick.
I don't know. It's been a while, boys.
This is why we like Japanese cars.
Yes. There's no f***ery like this. You think this is wait till you see how the bumpers mount. Because I've seen these before on a table. There's literally like 30 screws holding this bumper on. How am I supposed to drill these out?
There you go. Man.
Wonderful.
Good? Hey.
Wait, I wasn't filming.
Galvanized, like.
It's from a house. We forgot to introduce our host. This is Jimmy. We gotta say a huge thank you to Jimmy for hosting us here. If you don't know about Jimmy's channel, you can see all the sick cars. All of that is on his YouTube channel. So we'll put a link for that in the video description. All right, what's next?
Rear bumper.
Rear bumper. Let's go.
Oh, sweet. We got a free towel. Oh, to keep this from rattling around.
That's kind of.
I think it's your
Yeah,
size,
it's
bro.
kind of clean.
Big Mac workwear.
Hell yeah.
Love that.
Dude.
Go put it on.
The rest of the video? We're so excited. The Throtl Gretty merch collab. The official drop is live right now. Everything is available on the site. So all you have to do is check out the link in the video description. We have a hoodie, we have a new t-shirt, and remember that every $1 you spend is gonna give you an entry to win our S2000 plus $20,000. So if you've been looking for your chance to get entries, now is the time. Head on over to the site before it's too late, because once they're gone, they're gone.
Ooh, the Miami Vice taillights.
Not bad.
There's no sealant on there?
No, nothing
I
at
bet you
all.
those are worse than dope.
I bet.
Yeah, so
Schooling up?
actually, Sean is betting Mickey his paycheck that Mickey can't do a kickflip in 3 tries.
Even Victor, this guy's usually a supporter of mine. He just talking saying I can't do a kickflip.
We're gonna have a little throttle skate bike sesh right now. Is that what's gonna happen?
Mickey's confidence is astounding about this, by the way.
Yeah, that's what's scary.
Right?
It's making me very nervous.
I'm gonna have to do it regardless because Victor doesn't believe me.
He's poker facing me right now.
First try, tray flip. Sean gets this beautiful FD deck.
FD deck.
And then Mickey gets 3 tries on the kickflip.
Are you clocked out, Sean?
He's clocked out. Clocked out. Ooh. I count it.
Yeah? That counts?
That was sick.
He didn't land it.
You gotta redo. I don't get it.
No shot, my fat ass just broke that. Here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We got a super.
Yeah, so now you can't. Now you can't kickflip.
But see, that was all planned, just so Mickey couldn't shine.
What's up, Jimmy?
Dude, the galvanized bumper beams, that doesn't scream America, that I don't know what is.
What are we doing here? What do you do?
These are quarter turns, so these just pop off, and then we undo these 4, and it comes right off. And then there's just 2-sided tape, little brackets, I think.
Oh,
Show me how it's done. Show me how it's done. Ooh. That's it.
It's on spring.
I love that.
All right, now it's time to take apart the front brake assembly. So we're gonna start with the calipers. Looks like just 2 bolts here, and then we'll pop this open, remove the nut in there, and then we'll be able to pull off the rotor and hub assembly. So
Which nut are you popping off?
all of them. All right, so I am taking a quick break from the shop to just pick up some parts we need, but I wanted to take a second and just thank you guys for all of the amazing comments and support from episode 1. We are so excited to be out here in Connecticut, hanging with Jimmy Oaks and his whole crew, and they have been amazing and hospitable, allowing us to pretty much take over their shop for a week to build this Fox Body Mustang. Now, I also want to thank Sunoco for really making this trip possible. We are out here to share with you that Ultra 94, which is Sunoco's new 94 octane fuel, is coming to Sunoco stations all over. And for us who are car enthusiasts driving high performance cars, it is so important to run the highest quality fuel that you possibly can, and that is Sunoco's new 94 octane. I gotta get back down to the shop. We have a ton of work left to do on this Mustang.
So we are 5-lug converting this, and we have new axles. So essentially, the part that the drum goes onto, because this is a solid rear axle, is like that long. And so we have to pull the diff cover out to be able to pull the clips out to get the axles to come out of the rear end. So we got to take the diff cover off to do that. It's also going to be really good because we can service the diff. We're actually going to be replacing the carrier with an upgraded LSD unit from the cover, which is really cool. So we need to get this cover off.
Oh, that's pretty old. It's green. How does it smell?
That doesn't smell bad at all, actually.
Really?
It just smells like gear oil. Roach gear oil.
I've smelled worse.
Horrible. This is the bolt that holds the pin. This bolt is like a pin bolt that holds this in place. So once this is out, we can slide that, and then we can rotate the axles and get the little circlips out.
She's coming
There's a little C-clip.
Get a clip,
Yep.
clip.
So now the axle should be free, so we should be able to slide. Yep, attaboy.
We got one more to do, buddy.
Is that how you're supposed to take them out?
So Mickey and I were taking off the intake manifold system, and we pulled the little badge off. And it's funny because it actually, like, the intake duct like narrows down to this weeny little guy. When you have the plate on, it looks like it's full size. And I saw that and I was like, we gotta look at the new intake manifold. Like initially, it doesn't look like they're that different.
Right, they kind of use this to make it look like it's a straight through thing, right?
Yeah.
And it is straight through, it's just tiny.
The new one The inlet is freaking massive. It's literally the exact same size as you think it would be, as
As your
opposed
throttle
to this
body,
one.
right?
Yeah. Which is crazy that is that small, and it's a 5 liter.
Yeah, so that's where it's picking up a lot of the horsepower.
That's where a lot of your power and torque is coming from. Sick to see. Really cool.
King.
Our upper intake manifold is off. Now we're also going to be replacing the lower manifold, which is this guy, which is what our fuel injectors, rail, all that stuff is attached to. So we're going to start working this off. We also need to take our ignition system off. The distributor coil is right here under this mess of an alarm system. And we're going to be replacing all the wires and a few other things too. So let's keep going.
You are now in the presence of a
This belt is pretty clapped out, I'm not gonna lie.
You think it's the original belt?
This is, no way. This has been replaced at some point. You see all the cracks? We're gonna get us a new one, because that is not good. This is literally the entire length of the belt.
Crack is whack.
Pretty good. Crack is
Don't do drugs. If you're doing it, stop it.
Quinn, what is that?
what?
It's a wrench. It's adjustable wrench.
Not the wrench. What is the part?
It's a Ford coolant tube. That's what that is.
You like Fords, Quinn?
You can say it.
You can say it, Quinn. You can be honest to the people, Quinn.
No, I do not like working on Fords.
Why?
They just put everything in the wrong spot all the time.
What's a good example of that? Or a bad example?
So most Ford trucks, like F-150s, they just put the oil filter so high up and you just soak everything in oil trying to take it off. Like, especially the new ones like the 2015s and up, they have electric power steering, which is cool. However, you drain the engine oil and it covers the entire steering rack, and they put the steering ECU on the steering rack. So you soak the ECU, the harness, steering rack, and engine oil. It's terrible. Look at that.
All I hear right now is a bunch of complaining. That's all I hear right now.
Says the guy
Says
who
the
gave
guy,
up
yeah.
working on this and moved on to the hood.
You are now in the presence of a
That's so sick. Look at that.
Yeah.
Ford's finest, baby.
Just unnecessary amounts of vacuum line everywhere.
So this is a great car. We love it. Ford's the best. Can we put RB in this thing or something?
That
Come on.
would be hot. I'd be down for that.
Come on.
Rotary swap it.
Rotary swap it?
Rotary swap.
I heard Mickey's got a 20B laying around.
So we've got our engine completely disassembled. We still have a few minor things to do, but we're gonna worry about that when we start putting our Holley Systemax intake on. We're gonna transfer all the other stuff that's on. So for now, we're gonna be done with the engine. We've got to move on to prepping this thing for wrap. So all of these need to come off. The 5.0 badges need to come off. The trunk spoiler needs to come off, and we're just kind of strip it. So mirrors, door handles, all that stuff, get this thing ready for wrap. Let's go. This whole car was built like pre-3M double-sided tape. So like all the cars that have paneling like this, like nowadays, they just run a double-sided tape across the top, like GTRs and all sorts of stuff. But these are all boots. There's bolts on the inside here. You reach down, and I'm assuming it's going to be the same way for the rest of these, on the door panel and in the front of the fender, on both in the back on the front. Pretty crazy to see. Definitely different.
Are these ones gonna really suck to get off with the car on the lift?
I don't know yet. We're not there. We're gonna be there in like 5 seconds, so we're gonna find out.
Okay.
Hopefully I can take the liner off. The inner fender liner here. Oh no, that's steel. That's not plastic. That doesn't come off. Ooh, might have to take the interior apart for that. That's not good. Our Mustang is officially ripped down. You guys saw all the parts we have to go onto this car, and the car is ready for it. The engine's torn down. We have pretty much all the body panels off that we can get off. There's a few that still need to come off the car. However, we need the doors wide open to be able to do that. And we conveniently ripped out all of the suspension so it can't come off the rack. So we're gonna wait to pull those off. It's okay, we're gonna be wrapping the car a little bit later, so we still have a ton of work to do on this car. Quick reminder, some new merch has hit the site. It is a Throtl Gretty collab, and honestly, it's one of my personal favorite. The art is beautiful. Head over to the site, check it out, get some entries to win our Honda S2000. Thank you to Jimmy for letting us yard sale this car all over his shop, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching. See ya.